Well, I just drove a 5-hour round trip to get some free goodies off of Craigslist. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but I've always been a computer nerd. I don't really do much of it on my channel, but I just figured I had to show this because I got all of this for free here. The funny thing is, not one of these computers is whole. Every single one of them is apart and in pieces. The lady said that her daughter, her younger daughter, would take them apart and put them together. So I just got about 15 computers, all in complete pieces. Alright, so I'm just going to dive through this stuff really quick because it's all in pieces and there's really no complete setups here. So let's just take a look and see what we got here. Looks like a D-Link webcam. Some sort of a Micro Solutions case piece. We have a speaker. Some sort of Pentium 4 cooling fan. This looks like an even earlier cooling fan, like a Socket 370 thermal take. And this obviously is a Dell piece. This green color, you always know it's a Dell. So item number one is just a random case missing all of the parts. So I'll put that out of the way here. This one I'm actually pretty excited about. I mean, it's pretty banged up, but it looks really complete. I mean, everything is there. It is a black case, and at first I thought it was painted, but I just think it's dirty and needs a really good cleaning. That is a full tower, and it's ATX. It even has the dropouts, I mean the standoffs in there. That's going to make a really nice build. I have a couple of boards I can throw in there right now I'm interested in. So that is awesome. Really nice addition to the family here. And it's not missing one part. I don't see any, I mean there's big scratches in it, but there's not one dent in the thing. That's going to be a nice build. Next we got a broken Dell. So the front's broken. Oh, it's a Pentium 4. Oh man, the case is missing parts like everything. I don't even know what that is. Some sort of on-off button for, I don't even know if it's the right computer. But it still has the memory. Still has everything, cooling fan, processor. It's got the sound card in there. And it has drives. It's got a DVD-RW and a CD-RW. It says Windows XP Home Edition. It's just a regular Dell, nothing special about these things. Alright, what do we got here? Looks like on the back it says E-Machine Windows XP Home Edition. It's an ATX board. Looks like it's not that old. Missing the memory, missing everything inside. So it's basically just a case, one 80mm fan, and the motherboard, an E210882. Well, it's got a nice USB port in the front, but the entire case is missing. All right, the next one. Oh, this might be the, yeah, E-Machine. So here we go. This is the front to this case right here. And that will go, boom, right there. That's the front of that computer. And what do we got here? We got a sound card. A open sound card, nothing special there. We'll just throw that in here and move on. What's the next computer? It's a HP Pavilion. Look at that, a 6330. And it's just an empty case. There's nothing in here but some bugs and spider webs. It's actually not in that bad a condition if I can find the covers for it, but don't know if they will be there. Alright, next we have a random motherboard that's completely loose and floating. What is it here? That's an Intel Celeron 600 socket 370 ATX motherboard. Actually looks like it's in pretty good shape considering it just drove 5 hours in the back of my pickup truck. Oh, looks like one capacitor here is bloated. Yeah, there's pieces broken off right here that hold on the memory. That's no good. I thought it was no broken pieces, but there is broken pieces. This might be parts only. Might be able to salvage a processor off of that. Alright, we have another here, a micro desktop. Let's see. This thing weighs a ton. These little tiny computers are deceiving in weight. Oh my god, there's nothing in here. It's missing everything. Alright, so we have a hard drive. We have compact, it says, on the board. You can see compact. So we have a floppy, we have a compact. This is like one of those thin drives that you would see in a laptop. They use it in these small desktops to try to make them smaller and save space. And we have a speaker right there, a little woofer. Power supply's there. Motherboard's there. This, I don't know if I'll be able to get this back to life because there's no memory, there's no expansion slot, and I'm not sure what this port is for, but there's nothing there either. I'll have to look into that one. But let's move this heavy guy off to the side here. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, look at that, the whole thing flips up. That's convenient. Oh, that's for the processor. This is like a Pentium 2 socket A or whatever they call that. And look at this, there's a processor down here with, oh my god, there's red ants. I have red ants. Oh my god, there's red ants on me. This is awful. Look at, there's ants in there. There's a red ant. It's gonna bite me. Oh my god, look at this processor. It's all the pins are bent. Thing's completely robbed of its life. Oh, it's such a good processor too. A Texas Instruments 486DX266 with the Microsoft Windows compatibility stamp on it. Look at these ants. There's ants climbing around in these things. I'm gonna try to save this processor, even though there's over 100 bent pins. Oh my god, get off me, these ants. Oh my god. Come on, the next bag of goodies. What do we got here? A loose motherboard, AGP8X with an AMD processor. I can't read what it is because there's goop all over it. Socket 462 ATX style board. Actually, it doesn't look all that bad. All the slots are okay, the RAM spots are okay. It's a couple little bent pins, but might be able to salvage this one and get it actually running. There's some sort of a power switch board coming off of it. This is an HP Pavilion A000. Another ATX. There's nothing super old in this collection. It's all, I don't think that anything's AT. We'll have to find out. There's a lot to go through. But we have a random loose power supply. It's plugged into the board, but it's not mounted in the case. What do we got? We got a VIA board. A7 VBX LA. This looks like a nice board. It's got a CR2032 battery down there with easy replacement. All the caps look good, nothing's bursting or looks like it's leaking. It's HP Pavilion A610E, designed for Windows XP with an Athlon XP. Alright. That's not horrible. I've always been an Intel guy myself, but I have nothing against AMD. I just never really owned too many of them, except for like a K62. Those were super popular back in the day. I think it was like a K62 450 or 500 or something. Alright, well this is a cool one. I might be able to save this guy. Let's put this one off to the side. Wow. I don't think I have this computer. A giant Dell side cover from 2005. Man, these ants. I just had another ant on me. These red ants right there. Alright, well this cover's upside down full of junk and it's obviously getting scratched and ruined. So let's just keep ruining it. Oh my god, it's such a nice old cover too. Look at that. Digital Stereon 931. This is probably the nicest computer out of all of them. And it looks like it's an AT cover. Oh my god, I have another red ant on me. Where are these things coming from? Alright. So what do we got in here? We have a Hewlett-Packard AC adapter, 18 volt 1.1 amp. I would have to imagine that that's for like some sort of weird monitor or printer or something. That's weird. And we have another Pentium 4 cooling fan. Looks like a socket 478 if I had to guess. We have some horsehair plaster from the house that these things came out of. Oh, that's another really nice cover. A Net Vista for Windows Me with a Celeron. That's another beautiful case, which I don't know if I have the actual case to. These are really nice pieces. Look at this. Is this a cooling fan? This thing is massive. It's bigger than most computers nowadays. This thing is huge. Of course it's Dell. That's because they love to just use heat sinks and one fan in the entire case to cool the whole computer down. They're amazing designs. What else do we have in here? Some ribbon cables. Oh, we have an old, looks like an IBM Aptiva or something, case cover. And a really old floppy drive from 1993 it says. It looks older than that though because it's kind of yellowed. Oh, this is just their parts bin, I guess. Here's a compact floppy replaced with compact spare 3. That one's from 2007. It's not that old at all. Oh wow, look at this drive. This looks like a Connor. Yep, look at that. A Connor drive. These things are ancient. Probably doesn't work because it's been banging around loose. It looks like it's 210 megabytes. If you see that, it's a 5210A, or no, CFS 210A. That's a really nice drive. If that thing works, it's probably worth a pretty penny. I'm gonna have to put this one to the side. And then what else do we have in here? Just some more floppy cables, some more sheetrock. Botany Bay. Call that number if you want PC repair. Oh, look at that. It was protected by a Velcro strip. Oh man, I really hope I have the case to this, because this computer is super rare. This digital Stereon. Alright, let's put this to the side and hope and pray that I find the actual PC. Alright, the next one is a compact Presario 5240. And this, oh my god, look at this board. Looks like it's got some battery damage. Oh yeah, look at that. A leaky Varta battery. Alright, so this board is ancient. It's an old AT board, and it obviously doesn't belong to this case. It was just sitting here. This is like old, like socket 3 or something. What do we got? 1991, yeah. But now look at all the traces. This board's toast. There's all these traces are completely toast. That's too bad. This is a really nice board, but that's what happens with those Varta batteries. The barrel style batteries, it's 3 nickel metal hydride batteries in series, and they just leak to high heaven. And most always you have traces that are ruined. You can just see all these traces that are ruined right there. You don't even have to try. You would need to be very skilled to fix this board. And I'm skilled in electrical, but I mean, I don't even have the equipment to do this, the desoldering equipment and microscopes to, you know, tie all these traces back together. I can't do that. I don't know if I have the motherboard to this, but it's just an empty case, nothing special. Looked like it had a serial port that plugged into it, and that's about it. This one's from 1998, and these bubble cases, I kind of consider them trash. I'm not really a fan of the era, and they were usually put together with really cheap motherboards that had everything on board, and they didn't really have any nice peripherals or cards, or there's nothing that really made them too special. They were kind of bargain PCs. All right, that's our next specimen. We have, wow, this looks like a home-built custom, an Antec case. It is ATX style. It has a Hewlett-Packard CD Writer Plus in it that's seen way better days. It's all yellowed. It again has a power supply plugged into the side of it, but it's not mounted in the case. Wow, this one is covered in sheetrock. There's old asbestos insulation and horsehair plaster in here. And look at this, we have a TV tuner card. This looks like an AGP S-video out, some sort of video card, 478B. So I guess that would be a Pentium 4 generation. And it has nothing but an 80mm fan on the back. And there's nothing to write home about here. There's bent fins on even the heat sink. What do we got here? It's got a BenQ 52 by 24 by 52 drive with a bug on it. There's bugs in this thing. Man, I'm gonna have to bomb this stuff before I bring it in my house. Oh, we have the front of the case. Must have fallen apart, because here it is. This goes right here. It's ugly. There's another drive over here. It's a CD-ROM with missing the front bezel. That's pretty ugly too. But this motherboard is really cool. Somebody built this all half-assed. It doesn't even have the back I/O port plate. But it has 2 video cards. They're both PCI. That is so weird. It's got a Seagate hard drive. What is that? 3.4 gigs or something? And it's a socket 7 board. So this is the kind of stuff that interests me. Socket 7, but this is the generation, maybe it's a super socket 7 because it has an ATX board. But I have to break off this heatsink here and find out what kind of processor that is. I'm interested to find out what that is. So this one catches my eye. It has a really small power supply on it. It almost looks like it was taken out of one of those HP or compact bubble computers, because it's not standard sized. It's kind of funny. It's probably not enough wattage to run this big boy. Man, do we have some really good PCs in this collection. What a steal. This one says Intel Pentium D inside. I've never even used a Pentium D before, but this case is beautiful. It's got a Samsung DVD RW, Write Master. This is a really nice big case. Huh. Oh, there's a 120mm fan, a power supply, and no motherboard. Somebody stole that out of there. But this is a cool design. There's no screws to get to the case. It's just these little pop-ons. The I/O port plate, floppy drive, CD-ROM drive, and a Hi-Pro power supply. Not much to write home about. But this was had an Intel D945 GNT motherboard, and somebody snatched it out of there. Huh, that's weird. Alright, next we have a motherboard from a Compaq. So it's probably one of the ones missing. And the chipset heatsink is ripped off. And this is the one that was banging around loose inside the truck on the drive back. It looks like it has some sort of proprietary pin connector for the power. So this is a very useless board unless you find the exact power supply that went to this computer. So this is pretty much scrap, and there's not going to be much available on here for use. We have some sort of drive caddy. We'll have to find out what computer that belongs to. Nobody knows right now. Well, look at this. Here's a Pentium 4 motherboard that was missing from one of the other computers. Look at that. This is a nice board. It has AT power, and it also takes a 12 volt from the power supply. It's got 3 sockets for the RAM. It's got 2 IDE channels. It's socket 478B. Looks like it's got AGP. It's not a bad board. And it doesn't look like any of the capacitors are bulging. So that is a really good sign. This could be salvageable. So I'll keep that off to the side. That doesn't look bad at all. And like I said, we found the top to the compact computer. Here's that little mini compact that I thought was a Pentium 2, but it's actually a Pentium 3. So that goes to this computer right here. And that one, still not complete, but we have more parts to it. Oh, look at that! The Dell computer with the weird side cover with the handle in it. There's the other side to it. Look at that. Windows XP Media Center 2005. That is really cool. Alright, so, oh, it's missing the processor. Oh, but I have one of these processors downstairs, the Pentium 4. Huh. That is cool. It's a Dell board. Yeah, this is Dell stuff. It's all proprietary. It's got this really weird Pentium 4 plug. I don't even know. That must have plugged into the cooling fan or something. I don't know, because the cooling fan, yeah, it must have plugged into the cooling fan because there's no plugs for it on the board. All right, now we have a nice old Dell. This one is pretty sweet. A Dimension XPS D300. Look at that. It's a Pentium 2. That is really cool. But we have a Pentium 2 with MMX technology. A floppy drive, and we have a black CD-ROM that doesn't match it at all. Pretty cool. I hope we can find the side cover to this and sell it as a whole computer. But I don't think... Oh, there it is. There it is right there. That is wonderful. That is exactly what we're looking for. This is the side cover. Oh, that is perfect. Alright, another one of these bubble computers that I despise, a compact Presario. This is designed for 98, a 7360 it is. And look at the front is all yellowed and ugly, and the side is painted gray. And what do you know, there's nothing inside. Oh, this one's pretty much useless, but it's fun to look at. We got it for free, and it's probably worth $1 in scrap metal. Let's check this one out. This one's nice. Ooh, ooh, we got an AT computer, guys. Look at this beauty. It looks like it has a turbo button and an AT power button. Wow. Now this is a gem. Neosys with a 48X drive that's obviously not stock because it's way faster than they had back in the day. Yep, look at that. This is our first AT power supply with an AT keyboard, guys. That is lovely. Wow. Looks like it has a PS2 port, a serial port, parallel ports. It has an old modem in it. That's great. And look at that. It has a CR2032 battery. And it has a stick of RAM thrown down in there. Wow, PC 100. And what do we got here? Just, what the heck? The socket 7. Looks like we got an AMD K62 under there. Don't really know what size it is till we clean off this nasty thermal pad. And we have a floppy, and that's about it. That is a really nice computer, guys. And look at this, guys. Look at this. I think this is the digital PC. I think this is the digital PC. It is. Oh my God. This might be the oldest one here. And look at it. It's covered in horsehair plaster. There's horsehair plaster. Look at the old AT power button. Still works like a dream. Oh my god, I can't believe there's so much horsehair in here. All of this horsehair is awful. I'm gonna have to do a full breakdown restore of this computer. This is what dreams are made of right here. Well, one girl's trash is another man's treasure. Oh, there's a socket 5 motherboard and it's missing the processor. From 1994. Huh, I'd expect this to be a little bit older than that. But man, look at how big that riser card is. So everything, oh man, that is so dirty in there. Everything comes off of the motherboard with that one slot with this riser board. It's got 4 ISA slots and 2 PCI slots. That is so cool. Alright, this thing has seen better days. It's got a light on Taiwan power supply. We don't know. It's 200 watts. We'll have to see if that works. Look at that. It's from PC Complete. Your ID number is 666921. The devil. Wow, this board is so cool. What does it have for a battery on it? Oh no, it has a Dallas chip. And it looks like it's got a socket, so I can replace it. It's not soldered to the board. That is really good news. Gonna have to do some research on what type of processor that we need for this board. But this is a gem. I got the case. I got the complete case. I have the cover. Oh man, this is cool. That is a cool one. Really good find right there. And here's the cover. We can put it next to the cover. That is so cool. You know when you get these stupid side covers, what brand do you think this is? Yeah, it's Dell. Alright, let's drag it. Obviously it weighs 100 pounds too, because it's a Dell computer. So, oh yeah. I just bent this by moving it, by picking it up. I bent that. That is crazy. Look at this, held on by duct tape. If you can't duck it, you know what they say. We have a Dell Precision 210. Pentium 3 with Windows 98 or NT. I guess it's 98, I would imagine. Wow, this computer is covered in this dust and nastiness. I don't even know what this is. It's like there's 2 processor slots. What is that? That's like an expansion slot, and then the processor's missing, the memory's missing. This motherboard is huge. This board is like 20 inches long. That is insanity. Oh wow, look at this. We have an ATI 3D Rage graphics card, AGP. That is a good find right there, 1998. This is probably worth more than the entire computer that we're looking at right now. That is a really nice graphics card. I'm gonna put that off to the side. Yeah, this Dell is not worth much, especially in this condition. It needs a full restoration. It's complete, but it's missing the most important parts, the memory and the processor. And it's all rusty. So that one's probably just gonna get put to the side for a while. All right, up next we have a, oh wow, it's actually an AT power supply. It's got some bent mounting holes. Switch seems like it works. It may be defective since it's already pulled out of the case, but that's a good find. These old power supplies are still running like $100 online because they're so hard to come by. We'll put that aside. And what do we got here? Another AGP video card, 1999 Diamond Multimedia. Not a bad card. 32 megabyte with VGA out. That's not horrible. And it's just another Dell Windows XP Home Edition with a Pentium 4. It's the Dimension 2350 with a CDRW and a DVD-ROM. Typical fashion. Oh, we have memory, and we have a processor. It's a Pentium 4 2.8 gig. And it looks like the whole mounting system for the heatsink and fan are missing, so that's not good. But everything else is there. It's all IDE. 80 gigabytes. Not sure if that's going to work. Looks like we have some IDE cables. Oh, look at this. It tells you what's wrong. No thermal paste, heatsink loose, likely CPU overheating, pilot light stays on, HO works, boots to BIOS, GPU doesn't present boot. Huh. PNY GeForce 8400 GS. It's a PCI 512 megabyte video card. That's very nice. This might actually be useful. Huh, let's put that over here also. Alright, looks like we have a couple of covers. Alright, we have a floppy drive, a Samsung floppy drive. Lots of mounting plates. We have double floppies. I don't even know what computer that goes to. There's a bunch of cables. You can never have too many cables. And then last but not least, the last computer. And this must be what those side covers are for. Oh man, this is all thrown in there. We have a random HP DVD-RW. It's black. It doesn't match anything. And what the heck? Huh. That's some sort of a I/O port for an entire different computer. That is weird. Huh. It's neat. Never seen anything like that. We have an ATX power supply that's seen better days. It's all banged up. 350 watts, even though it weighs half a pound. It's kind of sketchy. Socket 478, so it's a Pentium 4 in a home-built case. And that thing is ruined. Everything on it is bent. There's a bee's nest in there. Oh my god. And there's no memory and not much to go off. So that's the collection, folks. That's what you get. It was a 5-hour drive, and luckily the lady was super nice. She held the thing for me while I drove up there over 2 hours each direction, and she helped me load it up and everything. So this is what I got. We got one computer, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 computers and a whole bunch of extra parts for free off Craigslist. We got 2 bad motherboards. We have a motherboard that may be good. We have 3 video cards. Really cool collection to grab, mess around with. We'll have to see what we can do with it. I'm not sure how much I'm going to show on the channel because I just like to do this as my side hobby. I really don't have time to edit all the footage. There's another motherboard right there, don't forget. That one had broken memory mounting holes. Very cool. Well, thanks for watching, and comment and subscribe.